Hi everyone! Spring in Washington, D.C. is peak bloom season. Everyone knows about the gorgeous cherry blossoms around the tidal basin. They're spectacular and definitely worth seeing. But what if I told you there are plenty of other breathtaking spring blooms around the city that locals know about but tourists often miss? Today, I'm taking you on a tour of some hidden floral gems that will make your spring visit truly unforgettable. If you're interested in seeing some of these beauties, stay tuned to the end for a flower bloom calendar. So join me for a tour of hidden spring blooms on today's DC Detour. Our first stop is just a short walk from the Marine Corps War Memorial, where you'll find the Netherlands Carillon and its stunning tulip display. A gift from the Dutch people after World War II, this garden features thousands of vibrant tulips in perfect rows of color. The best part? These tulips often peak a week or two after the cherry blossoms, giving you an extended bloom experience. If you time it right, you can catch the chimes ring on the hour and quarter hour. With Arlington National Cemetery to one side and the Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument, and Capitol in the background, it's a beautiful spot to enjoy some color and see DC from a different angle. And right across the river is the Floral Library, one of DC's best kept secrets, located near the tidal basin at Independence Avenue and Main Avenue Northwest. This small but incredible garden showcases over 10,000 tulips of roughly 1,000 varieties, creating a living catalog of tulip types. And it's almost never as crowded as the tidal basin. This floral library was created in 1969 by Lady Bird Johnson's Capital Beautification Project and has 93 beds that are changed seasonally. Another stunning spot in the spring is behind the Smithsonian Castle, the Enid Haupt Garden. What makes this 4-acre garden special in spring are these spectacular oriental magnolias with their huge goblet-shaped blooms in pink and white. The magnolias here are some of the earliest spring bloomers, sometimes flowering in late March, and they create this incredible canopy of color. The garden also features multiple styles, Victorian, colonial, and Asian-inspired sections that each have their own spring highlights. If you love oriental magnolias as much as I do, there's another place to indulge in these stately trees at Bryce Park near the National Cathedral. There are benches galore, making this a quiet spot for a picnic away from the crowds. Then head over to the cathedral for some more serenity. Welcome to the Bishop's Garden. This medieval-inspired garden feels like stepping into a European sanctuary. The terraced layout creates intimate spaces filled with spring blooms What makes this garden special is how the plants are integrated with the architecture. The cathedral provides a stunning backdrop to the flowers, and these ancient-looking stone walls create a sense of timelessness you won't find anywhere else in DC. At the end of March, this is a field of daffodils. Then 2 weeks later, they're gone. What a difference 2 weeks makes in spring. As flowers give way to leaves, there are still others with color to come. Cherry blossoms get all the attention, but have you seen Washington, D.C.'s REDBUDs? These native trees produce the most incredible purple-pink blooms directly on their branches before the leaves even appear. You'll find beautiful redbud specimens scattered around the mall and near landmarks. They typically bloom right after the cherries, extending your spring color experience. And unlike the delicate cherry blossoms that can be damaged by weather, redbuds are surprisingly hardy. And no spring tour of DC would be complete without mentioning our native dogwoods. These understory trees produce these distinctive four-petaled blooms that create a light, airy feeling in gardens and parks across the city. What's wonderful about dogwoods is that you'll find them everywhere, in public parks, on the Capitol grounds, and throughout DC's residential neighborhoods. They typically bloom just after the cherry blossoms fade, and come in both our native white variety and these stunning pink cultivars. Washington, D.C. offers so much more than just cherry blossoms in spring. Here's a rough calendar of what to expect when. The daffodils will be from late February to late March, the Oriental Magnolias early to mid-March, cherry blossoms late March to early April, depending on the variety, some are a little bit later, tulips early to mid-April, and dogwoods from late April to early May. And of course these all vary from year to year depending on the weather conditions. By planning your visit to include these alternative bloom spots, you can actually extend your spring flower experience over several weeks and discover parts of the city most tourists never see. I hope this tour has inspired you to explore beyond the tidal basin on your next visit to DC. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone planning a DC trip. See you in the next video.